twist to Mindmeld.
Do I need to?
Well, surprise. We've made a new. No, we haven't.
You are now being recorded in YouTube. You're now being streamed. You're being recorded in Zoom. You're being streamed to YouTube. This would be a great time to, record yourself locally.
Oh
I
yeah.
have started recording.
I am recording.
Recording.
And let me
Practice harmony.
remind myself how anything works.
Love that part of this. You'll be
yeah,
happy to know that I wrote introductions an hour ago. So not right now.
Hey,
as
that's totally
we're
prepared, I'm going to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. They're
Glenn-
terrible, but
Glenn,
you know, it works.
When we finally do the Incomparables production of 1776, Dr. Franklin, dear Dr. Franklin.
Yes, please. Mr. Adams, dear Mr. Adams, you're obnoxious and disliked. I know
That
is the
cannot be
case.
denied.
Once again, you have kept me from my lovely bride.
And now you're playing
Lovely
Jefferson.
bride. Oh, I know
Glenn
that
Fleischman
song better.
plays Thomas Jefferson
Oh,
and
Mr.
Benjamin
Adams, you are
Franklin.
leading me to homicide. And then we do the
Homicide,
chorus. Homicide,
homicide,
homicide, we may.
Is this a real thing? I don't understand what's happening.
No, this is a real thing. Back before Hamilton existed.
Well, yeah.
Glenn and I, not rehearsing at all. Glenn and I are harmonizing.
It's awesome.
And we
See,
picked different
we can
parts.
do this.
I'm
We
very
can do this.
disappointed.
You discover like, oh yeah, I'm not a theater kid. And all
I'm
these
a
other
bass, but I
podcast
have a-
people are theater kids.
Is the YouTube stream up, Tony?
It should be.
It's not on the live.
better
or
be, damn it.
comparable-
It
Seems
takes
like
about a
there's a
minute
lag.
to pop up there. I see.
Yep,
I
it's
put the
there
link
now.
to places, and it looks like people are finding it. It's
Great,
sometime,
I will
yeah.
be.
It is now live.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon. Hello, Spol.
We only sang less than 29 seconds, so we're okay.
All right. Hello, live stream says hello, bootleg. This is Mindmeld episode 7.
7 or
yeah.
C.
That nope.
Oh!
Oh.
But and yet, in order for one game show to live, one game show must die. That is,
Is that what they say?
yeah, it's strict Highlander
Totally
rules.
Okay.
So also I only have so many ideas.
B,
but
only
yeah.
C.
Does anyone have any questions? I believe you have all played before, though it may have been a little while.
Did you change? I haven't played for a while. Did you change anything? I thought there was some. Is it
Oh,
still?
we
may be
changed
some-
everything, I'm sure.
Everything, Glenn. Everything
Alright,
you knew
so
was
I'm gonna
wrong.
roll with it.
A
You
lot of
must
things changed.
actively unlearn what you knew before.
It's
Uh,
cute
I-
that you think that you remembered how it played in the past.
Yeah.
I'm just like throwing
There is
that
no
out there.
past. The past
Glenn, I
is
think the
fiction.
only thing that would have changed on you is potentially some of the scoring
All right,
mechanisms, but you
we're still.
the strategy, as it were, is still the same. You all have
strategy.
The strategy being one of us.
yes. You should all have the form that I sent you via Slack open as a
Mhm.
place that you will put stuff. And the one place that everyone gets tripped up, looking ahead at Glenn in the future, I encourage you.
Yes.
You're going to put your 5 things into the form. You then will need to tell us about your 5 things later. Kathy and I will be looking at your form responses, but you will need to tell us about your things. You can either attempt to remember them, a thing that incomparable panelists are like,
We're
on.
very bad at.
You could also write them down or take a quick screenshot.
Okay.
It's-
I'm doing the screenshot. Yeah,
You
that's
could
what I have
also
my notebook
Screenshot,
for.
I have a
remember
document
to write them down. Take a screenshot is the
Oh,
next
I see.
stage.
Now I get it. Okay, and there's even a note that says consider screenshotting the page. What preparation?
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay.
So
Almost like
um,
we've played this a couple times.
yeah,
know our
I'm finding all
weaknesses.
the ways that people have gone wrong. People have tried to break the game in a couple different ways, and I
Sorry,
would encourage
Tony.
you.
Sorry.
Boy,
No,
sorry.
I think it was mainly you can't put
No,
stuff
it was
between
me.
slashes and put things in parentheses.
And it was also Monty.
Yeah, I
because-
think
Well,
Monty
yeah.
was a early, what if I put this slash that? And it's like, no, you can't do that. Otherwise,
But
it's like
that,
you
I
can't
mean, that is
dictionary
Monty's
attack
role.
mind meld. Oh.
Can I
Also-
confess something?
Oh,
Mm.
yes.
So this is totally not the game I had in my head, even though I played Mindmeld before.
That's
And I was
good.
like,
Excellent.
I was mixing up Mindmeld with Spy or Not or whatever.
Are you the
Are you
spy?
the spy?
Are you the spy?
This is totally a different game than I was
Mm.
thinking I was playing. Good thing I prepared really hard for this.
You can't prepare for this, so
I know.
you're fine.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
We want to
I think-
post
I
a
think
link.
This
we
one
use-
is less stressful.
we
I
use the
find.
same categories. I think between Glenn, what are you asking for?
Oh, so do you want to post a link into the Discord in addition? Because I don't think the
I
live thing
did.
is. you?
I don't
Where?
think you are in
Oh,
the
in the
live stream
Discord?
chat in the Discord.
Live
because
stream chat in the
there's-
Discord. It's there.
Where is the...
Posted at 4:06 p.m. Central
Do I
Time.
know
Glenn.
how things work? Where's the live stream chat?
It's
It's called live stream chat, Glenn.
I just tagged you, sir.
Looking at... Oh, I don't have it as a channel. That's why.
it's under the incomparable.
Now it says the live stream is off. All right, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
weird. It
Let
didn't
me
show up for me.
repronounce
Now
it.
it's
The
there.
incomparable. It's under the incomparable.
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 Okay, there we go. I'm in the right place.
Well, let's not get carried away.
I would play in French.
I'm in a place.
I would play French. Mindmeld.
We will get so much mail.
Ooh, that means people are listening.
Yeah, that's what it could mean.
All right,
right.
now
So we
prepared.
do
I
this
just found this for the first
We
time.
shall.
and bring your chaos energy to the game.
I don't know what
Bring
you're talking
it.
about.
Mm.
Bring it. I'm ready.
Okay, I'm recording.
Chaos reigns.
Are you just recording now?
No, I've been recording for a while.
Okay, it's very hard to tell when you're pretending to be a nooge and when you're just a nooge. I say that from a place of love.
Can you have a special hat that you wear?
No.
Like,
I will choose to speak from a
Oh,
place
for
of
me
hate.
or for Glenn?
either. There we
I'm
go.
lying.
Lord of the Flies style, the recording conch.
Okay.
Welcome back to Mindmeld, the
Recording.
game where uniqueness counts against you. This is Mindmeld 7. I'm Tony Sindelar, is he, him pronouns, and today I'm proud to lead another group of intrepid people toward convergence, toward thinking the same, toward being the same. As always, I am joined by my scorekeeper and confidant, Kathy Campbell. Hi, Kathy.
I am confident that I am still your scorekeeper.
Yes.
Yes.
Kathy, have you recruited some players for this melding of minds?
I have found some people to be on the Zoom with us, and we're very happy that they are here. And I will introduce them to you in order of play.
I would like you to do that now.
First up, we have our good friend, Glenn Fleischman.
I made the cut. Hello, friends.
Next up is our favorite Canadian who is alive and well, Annette Wierstra.
Hello. Who are all those dead Canadians?
Next is our master and commander, Moises Chuyon.
I'm concerned that we just started a war by naming Annette favorite Canadian. I think other Canadians might weigh in. I'm just as the Incomparables self-appointed chief diplomat, I'm worried about international relations.
She was duly elected. If people didn't show up, that's on them. Get involved.
It's true.
Exactly.
She's the director.
First
And
past the
definitely
post
not
date.
one of them is probably editing this.
Yeah.
Right.
But
And last but not least, big hamburger Brian Hamilton.
Hamburger. Great. I'm here and I'm hamburger. Get used to it.
All of these introductions have been supplied for us from abbreviations.com, where I put your initials in and I found two great words that started with the same letters of your names. So thank you, abbreviations.com.
I'm also gluten free.
.org. Yeah.
We need a song for abbreviate.
They haven't gotten there yet.
It's very abbreviated.
Yes.
In
Got
case it's
totally
been a while.
Suave, Tony Sindelar, and cool cat Kathy Campbell.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
You
That's
see
pretty
the
good at
sunshine.
that. You could totally put abbreviations.com out of business, Brian.
Right.
They do it in volume.
Mm. So maybe it's been a while since you've listened to Mindmeld. It's sure been a while since we played Mindmeld. Let's remind ourselves how this is going to work.
Yes, please.
You will be given a prompt. Sometimes one of the players will have a choice of what the prompt is, and players will be asked to provide a list of 5 things that meet that prompt or category. After putting in those 5 things in secret using a handy Google form, we will then compare people's lists. And the goal here is, unlike in perhaps other party games or game shows that you may have listened to, where being a free thinker and just being really creative and smart and intelligent and imaginative is the path to victory. No, here you get points for being the same. So what you really need to do is think the way other people are thinking, but they're thinking the way you're thinking. So you need to think the way they're thinking, the way you're thinking, the way you're thinking. Nope, let's just stop it all there. So that's how it works. You will get points based on how many terms you have on your list that match other people. There are bonus points if everything on your list is a match, and there are extra bonus points if you get a complete match to somebody else's list. And of course, Kathy and I are, we're full of whimsy and wonder, and we will be giving other points here and there just to tip the scales a little bit with some chaos as we are wont to do. So far, so good, players.
Chaos.
All right.
Yeah.
In honor of Game 7 of Mindmeld, your very first category that you are being given is words that begin with C. This is a reference to Tony's failed game show, 7 or C. So you have a minute. I need 5 words that begin with the letter C. If it was 7, it would be a better connection.
I have a quick question. Unfortunately, I have to ask really quick. Proper nouns are acceptable, correct?
It does not matter. The only thing that is wrong is if no one else says it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Just
No,
double check.
I think
If your thing does not actually match the category,
but it matches someone else's. That's all that matters.
Yeah, all that matters is convergence.
Yes. I think we're gonna. So normally in while they're filling out their stuff, Tony and I discuss the other unchosen topic, and so this clearly we need to talk about words that begin with 7. So can you think of any words that begin with 7? Like 17. Maybe.
I guess, yeah, that's about it.
Sevenfold.
70.
Sevenfold.
So does
7
the
league
movies,
boots. 7 league boots. Is that a phrase?
Glenn, if you're doing
you're
this
talking
instead of
way
writing
too
words,
much and not typing.
I've been typing.
I'm just noticing, Glenn, that you have not given us a list of words.
How many hours do we have to do this?
Several people have already finished.
All right,
I'm just going to say that, Glenn.
Several people have typed.
We're just waiting on one person.
Hard round.
I thought this would be a hard round because it's literally just a category of words that begin with C.
I know, which
it's a broad category.
Let's be honest, it makes sense, but I'm very appreciative. Except now I have to keep reading things, and it's hard. I don't know if you know this. It's hard to read things.
It is hard to read things.
Wow, if true.
All right. All our answers are in. So this is the part where I chat with the players about the things that they wrote. And they we'll see how they do for points. I believe I will check in with players in order of play. Glenn, were you able to come up with 5 things that began with the letter C?
Indeed, I was. And some of them are near and dear to our hearts.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to list those things?
Oh, is that part of
that is what you're doing right now.
Says, now let's see if I correctly noted them down. Not in any particular order. I wrote California, cauliflower, Campbell, Canada, and crafts.
Okay. First off, Glenn, I just want to I'm really proud of you. All of those are words. And all of them are words that begin with C.
Yes.
And, I think you've done some. Did you have any strategy here for listing words that began with C?
Yes, I was looking at the people on camera and I thought Campbell and Canada. That was part of my strategy.
And then for the other 3 words?
Well, California, it felt like a common word that might begin with C that people might think of because it's big C. It's a big C. Mm-hmm. Sunshine State, sunshine starts with a C. It does not. Cauliflower, just because you're thinking about something. What else begins with C? What else begins with C? Maybe you think about a vegetable, possibly one. I love cauliflower. I know a lot of people do not like it. And then I thought, again, looking at the screen, Annette, crafts. Everybody here, crafts, right? So I thought crafts.
All
Maybe
right.
these are all front of mind concepts among my compatriots.
We've learned how Glenn free associates. Yeah. Annette, how'd you do?
Yes, I believe, sorry, Glenn, I think we have none of the same words.
Oh,
not even Canada, which I'm like, oh, darn it. So my strategy was to think cheese, and then I blanked out and thought nothing else. Else begins with C, I don't know. And then I went for cat because I do have a lot of cats, 4 of them. And then I thought another cat is a cheetah. And then I thought, I bet people are drinking coffee because I'm drinking Coke.
And those are your 5 C words.
my strategy.
We have to swap places now because I said Canada and you didn't. So
I didn't.
You just
Yeah.
have to translate.
well done.
I live here. I don't think about it.
Glenn's our favorite Canadian now.
Cheese,
That's right.
cat,
Totally.
cheetah, coffee. What was the fifth one?
Coke.
Coke. Okay.
Yeah. Moises, what do you got for your 5?
Well, okay.
We asked you for a C word, and the first word you say is
corpse.
Mhm.
Because Brian, lover
Wow.
of horror films, is on this.
Always.
And I
Corpses.
thought maybe
That's the only
there's-
reason you thought that. Yes. of
Mhm.
course.
Yeah, really. No, that's really the only reason. Then a little hungry, thought cookie.
Mm.
And then not to accuse Glenn of table talk, but asking if proper nouns were allowed
Mhm.
made me think I should say Campbell because I
Yep.
think somebody else will say Campbell.
Yeah.
And
Well, I was
then
in
I
California,
said
but
and then I said cat, like Annette did, as I have a cat. And then I said chat, not the French word for cat, because I said I was going to play entirely in French, because I've already broken the play entirely in French thing, but because I was looking at the Zoom window trying to think of a fifth word. And I looked at the chat window and I said chat. That starts with a
Excellent.
C.
Well, Campbell and Cat are matches for you there. Brian, what do you got for us?
The first 2 words that came to my mind were cerulean and carbon, and then I realized I was playing this game entirely wrong. F up, patch, cast, climb, clear, craft, like top 100 words in the dictionary level of simplicity. I think I overlap with cat with one person. The other ones I don't think overlap with anyone.
did you say craft?
You overlapped craft. So
Yes, you did.
yeah.
Oh, but Glenn said crafts, and I would like that for that
Yes,
to
you
count,
did.
but judges.
I already have it in green. So yes, it counts.
Yay. Woohoo.
All adjudication by Kathy is final, and she gets to decide what things are the same and what things are not the same. So clearly, cat is your number 1 C word, and other words are harder to come up with from the vast field of C words.
Ay, caramba.
How did people
Stop
do?
saying C word.
Abracadabra.
Words that begin with C.
Words that begin with C.
Abracadabra.
How did people do this round in terms of actual points, Kathy?
Annette has a solid 3 points, which is amazing for her cat, which is always great. She gets multiple points for multiple cats, maybe. I don't know. Moving on. Glenn has 4 points, and Moises and Brian are in first place with 5 points each.
How did
Would
I
you
get
like to
4
award
points?
any chaos points?
I would love to award a chaos point to Annette for using such a procedural process of letters of words to figure it out like that is exactly how your mind should meld.
I am going to give a chaos point to Moises for saying corpse first. I think that was really important to get out there.
No longer a ghost point, it's a corpse point.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, you have
Always
survived
thinking of the dead.
round 1 of Mindmeld. For future rounds, each of you will get to pick the topic from 2 choices that I will present to you. We will we'll go in order of play. So Glenn, you'll get to go first,
All right.
and you are going to choose the category for round 2 is either going to be applications or appliances.
Oh, definitely appliances.
All right, players, 5 appliances, if you will.
And
I
we'll
guess
talk about
We'll talk about
applications.
applications. Kathy, how do you feel about applications?
I mean, I am using multiple applications right now. I'm on Zoom, and I'm on Discord and YouTube and Safari.
That's a lot of applications. Perhaps
That is a lot of
too
applications.
many.
Yes, because I've closed out of my other ones. Oh, I guess technically my Slack is also open, but
That's
that's just in
application.
case there's emergencies. Like I'm not in there. I can already tell this is going to be a divisive round, and I can't wait for the chaos to come.
Oopsie. Sorry.
Is a cat an appliance? I just need a.
Again, Glenn, you
Confirmation.
can't. There is no.
No.
It's only you either
It
get
doesn't-
points if other people say the same thing or not. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what the canonical correctness is.
All right. Cat it is.
If your foolish idea about what an appliance is something other people say, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. Looks like we've got 4 sets of responses in. So, Moises, would you lead us off this time? What do you got for appliances?
So I went toaster, microwave, instant pot, aka cult device, blender, and my last one that I didn't write down before I hit submit because I felt like I was the last one to
I believe
go.
stand mixer is what I'm seeing.
Stand
here.
mixer, that's it. Stand mixer.
Yeah. All right.
Because we have that long running thread in the Discord that made the transition over from Slack.
Okay, I think you did very well here. I think of those all as classic appliances. I think I would have come up with many of the same. I am very proud to say that I own many of these things, but not all of them. Annette, why don't you tell us about your appliance thinking next?
So I just went around and thought of the appliances in my kitchen and start with the fridge, the stove, the microwave, the dishwasher, and the toaster.
Brian, you got some appliances in your house? I know you're big into breakfast. Do any of those breakfasts require one or more appliances?
Never owned an appliance in my life, Tony. Not sure what you're talking about. So I cast my mind to a fictional kitchen that might have some of these appliances. I got toaster, I got oven, I got toaster oven, 2 great bakes that bake great together. I've got blender and food processor.
All right. Well, it's time to invoke the judge already. Kathy, Brian put toaster and toaster oven. How do we deal with that kind of nonsense?
By saying that nobody else put toaster oven. Now, if they had put just toaster oven and not toaster, I probably would have given it to them. But because they already covered it with toaster, sorry.
Those 2 different things. Toaster oven is where you can roast.
I am fully aware of how they are different. However,
the final ruling
nobody else put toaster oven together.
No one else did that.
Nobody else put toaster oven, so it doesn't matter. You don't get a point.
Yep.
For toaster. Okay.
Yes, for toaster oven. Yes. No. Yes. I
thought you were taking away my point for toaster.
The lower court of Kathy has rejected the case as saying there's no grounds, because no one was harmed by Brian's
coffee grinder. Dang it.
Nobody said coffee machine.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
The grounds are excellent.
Glenn, take us home. You got 5 appliances you can think of?
I've got some, and I think I overlap a little bit with everybody, but maybe not. Let's see. I think so. Refrigerator, freezer, which, thinking about a separate instrument of compression. Instant pot, oven, which I have a question about, footnote, and mixer, which I also have a question about, footnote.
All right, please ask your questions about oven.
See, I was thinking about ovens. Like, I almost put stove and oven, and then I realized some people don't think of the stove or stove top as a separate thing from an oven. They have a single unit. We have separate units. So I just went with oven. And mixer, so there's mixer, there's blender, there's food processor, there's stand mixer. I'm just curious how the judge is going to adjudicate this. That's all.
I'm so glad you asked.
Thank you.
So a stove and an oven are different.
All right.
Different things mean different things.
It's true. And in this case, I am counting a mixer and a stand mixer also as different things.
Oh, it's different things.
Yes.
So is a mixer a blender, though?
I'm horrified.
No, it's like a hand mixer.
Yeah, the little hand mixer.
No, really?
Yes.
I would call my blender a mixer. Am I a bad person? We have a stand mixer.
Why would you not call your blender a blender?
Well, I call it a blender, too.
You just called it a blender.
You just call it.
Maybe it's a regional thing. I don't know.
I would differentiate a mixer from a blender, where a blender is something that has blades on the inside of it, and a mixer has beaters on it, whether a stand mixer or a handheld mixer.
But so a mixer,
even though I put stand mixer, I would say that yes, there is definitely a difference between a hand mixer and a stand mixer.
But a
when
mixer,
you hold,
what if I was
and the other
thinking
is
of it?
there.
I was thinking of a stand mixer though, but
I don't care.
All right.
You didn't put stand mixer, so it doesn't matter. That's why I love this game, because Tony lets me just kind of make up my own rules, and it's great.
She's drunk with power.
All right.
All right. So let us look at how that did. So obviously, people were much better at overlapping here than my nebulous category of words to begin with C or C words. And it looks like toaster is your your top appliance. Beating out fridge and oven. I don't know how I feel about that.
Right? I was shocked at how limited fridge was.
Yeah. Open your minds, people, and open your fridges. And yet, even with all this overlap,
You let the heat out,
nobody
though.
managed to get all words that somebody else put, and certainly no one got a full meld of matching their list to somebody else. So, Kathy, should we assign chaos points first?
Yeah, I think that sounds like a great
Okay.
way, because nobody needs to know total points until after the very important chaos points are added.
I'm going to subtract a point from Glenn because I'm concerned that he's not writing down what he's thinking.
Seems punitive in the
Indeed.
nth degree.
I agree with that subtracted point, because if he had just said if he had just said stand mixer, I would have gotten all 5.
Yep.
I don't even have a hand mixer. Well, I do have a hand mixer.
Yeah.
Right.
I am
Don't use it.
victory.
Don't use it.
I was going to be really chaos and give Glenn a point for being the only one that gave freezer, because impressive.
Cancel Tony out. Cancel Tony out. Come on. Come on. Come on.
I'm not going to.
Instead, come on.
I am giving Brian a chaos point for doing toaster and oven and toaster oven, because again, the process and procedure of how does your brain work, that just makes sense. So
I suspect trick of toasters
that we have assigned points, and that may have affected the overall scores. Would you like to give us a quick update on that, Kathy?
You are correct, Tony. In 4th place is Glenn with 9 points. Annette has 11. Brian has 13, and Moises has 15.
Wow, Moises cleaned up that round. Yep, Moises, you did get 4 out of 5?
Yeah,
correct. So you were the strongest one, including, of course, it's not just the number you get correct, but how many of the ones you list are things other people list too. And you got in on that sweet toaster point action there.
Yes.
So I think we are going to go over to Annette to choose our topic for round 3. Are you ready, Annette?
I am ready. Bring it on.
Annette, your options for our category for round 3 are game shows or green things.
I'm going to go with game shows because I feel like it's a little more it's probably not that much more limited. But game shows.
The strategy of this game is unclear.
There are multiple strategy options. However, no one really knows what they are.
No one knows. I'm putting 30 seconds on my timer. You are giving us 5 things that come to mind for game show. Kathy, you and I will fill 22 seconds with witty banter about green
things.
What do you like that's green?
Grass is great.
Okay. Well, you're in Oregon, so that makes sense.
Yep.
I immediately went to Kermit the Frog.
Also,
you thought of a green thing available everywhere. I thought of a specific person.
Hey, Kermit is available pretty much everywhere, depending on whether, I don't know his legal status in China, but I feel I'm unsure.
Is he canceled?
I feel like probably.
Wow.
I don't know. I feel, but listen, I am not in the ruling house of China to make decisions like that. So
the ruling house of China, Kathy, when was the last time you were aware of Chinese politics?
Never, but that's okay.
This is suddenly a very different game show.
I never claimed to be any sort of political knowledge or person.
Well, I was just about to
yep, you're welcome.
Punish Glenn for not having put his answers in, and he did. He did
just now, just slid under the line.
I really appreciate it.
Perilously close to,
In Lex's game-friendly competition, you automatically lose a point for being the last person in, and I consistently lost that point for that. I'm just saying that guy knows how to run a regime. So
yes,
keeps the trains running on time.
Let's see here. I think I have lost my order of who is reading stuff. But we're gonna start. Glenn, why don't you tell us what you got for game shows? Glenn, isn't it true that you have been on a game show called Geoparody or something?
Geoparody. It's where you try to establish a new ruling order for the entire globe. A Geoparody. But also sometimes, I figured if everyone doesn't get Jeopardy, I might feel, a little hurt. So I put Jeopardy as my number one choice.
Wait, you were at Jeopardy?
Shush. Shaw.
They're good episodes too.
Once. I could never win again. Wheel of Fortune was my number 2 choice. So I
It
figured
is on right after Jeopardy, right?
if
Or
you
right
think of
before?
Jeopardy, well, in most markets, the United States, Wheel of Fortune precedes.
I don't know
or
how
follows
terrestrial
Jeopardy.
TV works. So
Since syndication, you don't want to know. So Wheel of Fortune, because people think about it. Low definition, because it's a game show. We're
a
all been on
popular
it.
game show on the Incomparable Network.
We've
Check
been
it out.
Talking a lot about 7 or C, and we all miss it. So I put 7 or C down just because maybe it's front of mind. I don't know.
That's a very interesting choice because you know what you didn't put down, Glenn?
What?
The game that we are all playing right now.
Yup.
Well, why would we put down the game we're playing? That makes no
Unclear.
sense.
I'm just saying these words.
I just
some kind of
as a
precursor.
recommendation, maybe to think about
I don't know.
future
Why
for
would anybody
some
be-
reason.
Why would anybody be thinking about the thing they're doing?
no
That
way
makes
to know.
no sense.
Hang a
to me.
lantern on that. Let's see how many other people put the game we are playing. All right.
Let's
The
find
game we're
out.
playing right now.
Price is this? Yes, Price is Right was my last
Price
one.
is
'cause I was
Right. The
thinking
classic
a
game
popular
show
game
that you
people
watch
think of.
when you stay homesick from school.
Exactly.
That may or may not still be on the air. I don't
Now
know.
with
How
Drew,
things work.
Drew Carey hosts it now. Yes.
I think he's been doing that for quite a while.
Yes.
So
Well, now being 20 years, I don't know. Something like
okay. So your choice of the word "now" there was interesting.
that. Now is
Uh,
now.
Yeah,
No.
now. Okay. Well, Glenn, you did list several game shows. I'm very
Thank you.
proud of you.
Thank you.
Brian, why don't you tell us about your game shows?
Glenn and I have a lot in common, and those things that we have in common make me very happy. Number 1, Jeopardy. Number 2, Wheel of Fortune. That's where we diverge a little bit. Number 3, I put Deal or No Deal. Number 4, I put Mindmeld. And
Not
number
familiar
5, I
with
put
it.
Inconceivable.
Oh, hey.
Oh, Dan Point.
Yeah, Dan Point. Very nicely
Dan
done,
points.
Brian. I'll note you put Jeopardy with an exclamation point. I don't know if there's a official way to cite Jeopardy or not, but I believe
Yes, it
Kathy.
is with the
Issues.
exclamation point.
Kathy
Did Glenn
is
put the
giving.
exclamation point?
No, he did not.
I did
but
not.
Kathy is counted.
Yeah.
I didn't want to flaunt
But-
that I'd been on it and
but-
knew that it
but
had an
I did.
exclamation point.
I
Yeah.
did, Glenn.
Yeah, Moises did.
Moises, tell
Spoiler
us about-
alert.
In addition to Jeopardy, what else did you list,
my God.
Moises?
Jeopardy with an exclamation mark. Wheel of Fortune. Mindmeld.
Mhm.
Are you a spy? Question mark.
Oh.
And Random Pursuit.
Very nice. So we so far everybody has listed Jeopardy. Everyone has listed Wheel of Fortune. You are among friends with Mindmeld. Unclear on the other two. Annette, bring us home. What do you got?
Well, I realized as soon as I said it, I was like, oh, shoot, are people going to think our game shows or game shows in general? And I decided to what everyone else seemed to have done is split our differences.
Indeed.
And of course,
Yep.
I wrote down Mindmeld first.
Never heard of it.
Then I wrote The Price is Right. And then I thought everyone's going to write Jeopardy because Glenn is here. And then I put Random Pursuit.
Ooh.
And then I was like, I cannot think of any more game shows. A Deal or No Deal.
Well, congratulations,
Wow.
Annette, because you got a meld. Everything that you put
Yay.
is something someone else put. All 5 of your things. You said Mindmeld, you said Price is Right,
Yay.
Jeopardy, Random Pursuit, Deal or No Deal. Each of those is something somebody else put. Some of those are worth more than others, but you get bonus points for getting everything across the board. Clearly, Jeopardy is the game show you're supposed to think about when we think about game show. And then it seems like Wheel of Fortune is next. And then there are other lesser game shows. on the
Inconceivable is
road.
Dan Erasure. I will
Yeah.
die on this hill
And
for Dan Moore.
I think that in absentia, Quinn awarded me a ghost point.
Mhm.
All right. It is time to look at the scoreboard, which is totally a tab that I still have open. And
How
not
about
one
we
that
look
I've
at the
closed.
scoreboard and figure out who to give chaos points to?
Yeah, chaos points. Well, let's see here. I'm gonna give Glenn a chaos point for mentioning 7 or C. Think of that as a chaos point, both for mentioning 7 or C and being the one person to not mention the game.
Did not even cross my mind.
Mhm.
Well, it's funny because I was going to give Glenn a -1 point for not mentioning my melt.
Evens out, I guess. +1 and -1.
All right.
Glenn, that's the breaks.
I'm a neutrally charged particle.
My other was going to give Annette -1 for spelling Jeopardy.
We don't. Whoa, that's
But,
a slippery slope where we.
That's why I
spelling.
chose not to. That was just my second guess. Second
Jalopy.
option.
People
Yes.
are typing fast. It's it's.
I
All
know.
right. Well, I suspect that Annette Meld has done something to the scores. What do the scores look like, Kathy?
Well, you'll be surprised. Not only did Annette's Meld change the scores, but everyone else also got additional points
That makes sense.
in the round. Just so you know how it works. We have in fourth place, Glenn has 18 points.
Woo.
Brian has a solid 25. And tied for first place, Annette and Moises both have 27.
Ooh.
All right. You have made things challenging. Now it's a show of games. Moises, we are over to you. You're going to pick our next category. Your choices for the next category is either podcasters or Pixar characters. What will it be, Moises? Again, strategy of this game is unclear.
Yes.
There is a possibility for something incredible to happen with one of these.
Yeah.
Is there
just general
a
fun
Pixar
with the
character
other.
that is also a podcaster? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that one moment,
Meld those minds.
Mm-hmm.
if we do this right, the podcasters category that I have selected could do something that this game has never done.
All right. Should we do the podcasters? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what it
Yes,
sounds like. We're
yes,
doing.
with
All
due
right.
respect and deference to our great host, Mr. Tony.
Okay. Podcasters, you have 30-ish seconds. Time limits are not strictly enforced here on,
Yep.
on Mindmeld. I do have a timer. I got a little thing. And Kathy, how you feeling about Pixar characters? Who's your number one Pixar character?
Woody is my number one. Absolutely.
I enjoy Pixar movies, but I don't rewatch them a ton. And so when I think number one Pixar character, my answer is Guy from Monsters, Inc.
See, that's my number two is the lady who goes, "I'm watching you."
Okay, I think I
So,
was thinking of the little guy, the green guy from Monsters Inc. with the big eye, which I think
Mike
is not.
Wazowski.
Yeah, Mike Wazowski. Yeah. So I'll be honest. I pick categories that I am not necessarily prepared to answer. So
But that's okay.
Alex,
You don't have
never
to.
play Jeopardy.
all right. This is very weird to see this spreadsheet, but it's also not super surprising. Again, the strategy here is unclear. We have asked them for podcasters. We have asked podcasters for lists of podcasters, and it's about as Ouroboros-y as you could imagine.
Yep.
Yeah, that tail. Yum, yum, yum.
Real
So
fun,
happy.
real fun
Ragnarok.
for Kathy to
Running
score
out of
this one.
colors.
Actually, I was like, could it be real hard to score? I guess actually it might be easy. I'm not sure. Kathy is working furiously on this. I don't think it's going to take us too long to get through those. You just
No.
repeated the color, Kathy. That's going to make you
I
sad
know.
later.
Shut. Listen, I'm on it. Okay.
You're doing great. All
Do
right.
your
Unicorn, come
job. I'm doing my job. You
Enjoy.
get
Wow,
it
this
there.
is it's
Sounds
salty
good,
Kathy
kid.
time.
Good job.
This is what I'm paying for.
We
Ryan,
finally broke Kathy.
Ryan, there are 6 people on the Zoom call, which apparently was the category, the secret stealth category that Moises incepted all of us on. I'll remind you, legitimate inception is outside of the rules here, but I think strategy inception, which Moises has done, is totally fair. Brian, can you name 5 podcasters?
We have to go deeper, Tony.
Mm.
We're starting with Tony Sindelar, then
Don't know
Kathy
him.
Campbell, Annette Wierstra, Glenn Fleischman, Moises Chuyan.
Those are indeed 5 of the 6 people in this room. Let me just ask you, who did you choose not to include in that list?
Me!
You didn't include yourself. This is a classic, psychological experiment here
Yep.
where we see who did and did not include themselves. Annette, who do you have for your list of people?
Well, that's the question: is what is the strategy for who are we not going to include?
The
And
idea
I
that there is
decided
strategy here is
Perhaps
mildly offensive.
unwisely to exclude our scorekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Instead,
Just saying,
figuring
that was a
the-
choice that you made.
The
It
person
is.
who
She's
counts
going
the
to
money.
deduct a point off me.
Yep.
I'm sure, but it was going to be so. Yes, I included Tony Sindelar, myself, Annette Wierstra, Moises Chuyan, Glenn Fleischman, Brian Hamilton. I'm sorry, Kathy. I love you.
Mm-hmm. Glenn, were you able to name some people whose names are on the screen in front of you?
You're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be shocked with what I did. It's gonna. And I'm really sorry. I actually put everybody here. So that's the surprise ending. I put in Annette, Moises, Brian, Kathy, because she's the scorekeeper, with an exclamation point afterwards. I did not actually. Kathy, and then I put myself thinking Tony is not the scorekeeper, and that other people might put me. So we're more likely to get a meld if I put my own name than if I put Tony's name.
Yeah,
Kathy, I had to put Kathy in there.
The strategy here from me, hearing all of your responses now, is
people keep using the word strategy, and it's
I know, I love it.
don't remove Kathy or Tony, because the only people that can exclude themselves are one of the players, is what I thought.
So I thought Tony. I thought more people might put me than would put Tony, but I might be wrong. We'll find out.
I tried mentally pushing people toward putting Tony instead of Kathy. So
I saw you do that, Moises.
That is what I thought.
5 of the same things.
Yeah.
Well, Moises, this is all your fault. What did you list?
I listed Tony, myself, Annette, Glenn, and Brian.
Okay.
Am I the only person that didn't put themselves?
Maybe you're the most
you are a
selfless
better
one.
person.
Self-effacing.
You're a better person than I, Gungadin.
I synced with Moises.
I believe everybody gets an automatic 3 bonus points for having the same list as somebody. A complete overlap of items, because you all put things. No one managed to list a name that no one else listed. But again,
nobody said Lex Friedman.
When you give people 3 points, it doesn't. You're all getting the same thing. Did anyone? This is where it gets trickier. Kathy, was there a difference between somebody who got the exact same list, order doesn't matter, as somebody else?
Yes. Annette and Moises got the same
Ooh.
thing.
So Annette and Moises get 5 bonus points.
Yep.
And Brian and Glenn get 3 bonus points. Correct?
Yes.
Based on your meld versus your classic, which we have not seen in several games, full meld.
Right.
All right. This was intensely navel-gazy in a way that was mildly revolting. Just as a little palate cleanser, for 0 points, I want everybody top of mind to name a podcaster that is not present in this Zoom room. Moises, name a podcaster.
Jason Snell.
Annette, name a podcaster.
Steve Lutz.
Brian, name a podcaster.
Quinn Rose.
Glenn, name a podcaster.
Elliot Kalin.
Kathy, name a podcaster.
Lex Friedman.
Tony, name a podcaster. Roman Mars. All right, we're done.
We just got the
everybody.
Tony and I just mind melded on the Power Broker podcast.
Yeah,
reference acknowledged. Kathy, that was pretty disgusting. Do we want to award any chaos, whimsy, bonus, or
topic
demoting points for this?
I am demoting a point to Moises for mind melding, braining, not having me included, and then admitting it on the podcast before I gave out chaos points. So
amazing.
I'm giving Brian a point for being the one person to not put himself on the list.
Yeah.
Well, I suspect that points haven't impacted the overall score. What does the overall scores look like, Kathy?
There is no longer a tie.
The tie has been broken
due to penalty points.
You'd be
hubris.
interested to see. No.
Yeah.
Glenn has 38 points. Okay, except hold on. I don't think I did my math right then.
Oh,
really?
Because Annette and Moises have the same.
Yeah, you just deducted a point from me, though.
Yeah, no, that wasn't the problem.
Tied in the last round.
No, that was my mathing.
Oh,
wasn't mathing.
Did I do something wrong?
No, it was me. It was me, because I put in this part that I'm highlighting right now was incorrect. So now that it's corrected, yes, Glenn has 38 points.
What? Let's start the whole thing over, Moises.
Thank you.
Start the whole thing over, Kathy.
Steven. I forget that we can edit it.
Yeah. Kathy, I suspect that accruing of points has affected the scores. What do they look like?
They have increased from the last round.
That continues to make sense.
Glenn has 38 points. Brian has 46. Moises has 49. And Annette has 50.
Oh, neck and neck. They would be tied if somebody had just stolen a point from somebody. But It is your right as scorekeeper, and no one would be foolish enough to challenge it.
Other than me, apparently.
Yeah.
It is time for the penultimate round. Brian, you will choose the category for this round. Brian, your choices are football teams or fast food chains. I have a guess as to which one you will pick based on my knowledge of you as a person.
I want you to guess what that is, Tony. Okay, I just drew one of Amy Bayo's cards. I know that Brian will choose either football or fast food.
I think that you enjoy food more than football, and that whether that food is fast or not, you will chase it.
Oh, only the quickest food. Only the ones that get across the 50-yard line, something or other. I'm not quite sure. Fast food.
Sports ball.
Sports ball. All right, players, you have 30-ish seconds. Setting my timer here. You need to give us fast food chains. We'll see how regionalisms do here. Kathy and I will now talk about football.
Sports ball. So, I mean,
how about those guys?
Listen, we can talk about football. I know some things because Kansas City Chiefs, because Taylor Swift goes and hangs out and watches the games. And
what do you know other than that Taylor Swift is there?
Their uniforms are red and white.
Red. Yeah. How are they doing this year?
That's a great question.
Great question. Doing okay?
So glad you asked. They are definitely still playing games.
Okay, good for them. Yeah. I know that New England has a team, and I know that they're called the Patriots.
Yeah,
and I know they just parted ways with their coach because sports is basically the religion of New England.
That makes sense.
And you're required to know those things.
It is also the religion of Texas, it turns out.
Yeah. Anyway.
I also know that the Super Bowl is February 11th because I had to schedule something on a Sunday and we needed to find out what day Super Bowl was, so we didn't schedule something then.
Breaking news, the Super Bowl is February 11th. Offer only valid in 2024. All right, people have put in things that I know slightly more about, which is fast foods. We're going to see how things work here. I am very curious what's going on here because clearly different fast food places are available at different places. And also I think people are trying to think about things that are available in other places.
Yes.
Annette, why don't you go first? Were you able to think of 5 fast food places?
Yes. And also thank you, Brian, for not picking football because I would have been hooped.
I could have done football and just really messed all of us up.
You would have all been trying to figure out what soccer teams Moises was going to list.
Yeah.
Yep. I would have just done all soccer.
I don't know. Wreck-em.
Yeah.
That's all.
Wreckham? That's your
Wreckham.
Welcome to Wreckham.
Wreckham. I don't know. There's something.
The Packers.
All right.
Which I thought was in Texas. Okay, so actual fast food places. I was trying to I'm like, what is a thing only in Canada and what is only in the US? I am not always clear on what is here. So I'm pretty sure McDonald's is an international thing.
It is.
Never,
it is
the most international.
It is I will just tell you, I pulled up the list of largest fast food restaurant chains according to Wikipedia, and McDonald's number 1 largest number of chains based on number of locations.
I have been in many countries to a McDonald's.
Wow.
Burger King, I've only been to once in my life, but I know it's a thing.
Number
elsewhere.
6, fast food chains. If I was consulting Wikipedia and this game was Family Feud and not the game we were playing,
show me Burger King.
We asked 1 billion people for their favorite fast food restaurant
to vote with their dollars over the course of several decades.
Please continue, Annette. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep doing that.
That is okay. I thought KFC.
Number
Kentucky
5
Fried
answer.
Chicken.
Yeah, KFC. Or
what pass or play in that?
Controversially only known by its acronym now which conspiracy theorists believe is because they no longer serve chicken. Don't look it up.
yes.
Yep.
long as it has 11
Continue,
herbs and
Annette. I've allowed you to
spices.
name 3 places.
I know. I am saved number 4 for my favorite, not because of what they serve, but because they have the best initials. It's a place called A and W.
A and W. Now, Annette, I will tell you,
Oh.
I'm a
Is
fan
that
of
a
A and
thing?
W's.
That is not
I
Much
existing.
more a
beer.
Canadian thing.
It
Much
is,
more
yeah.
Canadian thing.
We
but
have
it
them in-
is available in the
They're in
US.
Nebraska. There is,
And in
I'm sure there
Texas.
is some in the Northeast, but I have never seen one.
It
So-
I
was
know.
a
I couldn't
fun-
leave it off the list though, because
Mhm.
every time we'd go, my dad would
Yeah.
like offer to steal things because it has.
I'll just
my
let you know.
initials.
Number 64 on the list of things.
Does it
Probably.
actually stand for hamburgers and wheat beer, or is that just an internet meme I saw?
It's the
No, it stands for Annette Weerstra, and they
Oh,
just
of course, of
happen
course.
to serve hamburgers, and they make a very good teen burger and matzo burger, and they make good onion
Wow.
rings.
proudly
I like
serving
them
RC
quite a lot.
Cola for 40 years.
It stands for
Also, their
Alan
root
Wright,
beer
the people
is
that-
excellent.
Root beer is good. They
Yeah.
they closed them down. We had them in Seattle. I have a fond spot in my heart from the growing up, but they've been gone out here for a while.
This round is going to take us forever because everyone
It
has memories about all these
will-
things.
Well,
Yeah.
A and W
Fast
actually
food.
stands for Allen and Wright. But
Yes,
that's
the founders.
That's
Thanks,
wrong, though.
Wikipedia.
Annette,
And I did have one
number
more.
5.
I went out on a left field here and put in Starbucks.
I will
which
tell
is
you, Annette,
not kind of in the same genre.
I don't know if I
exactly.
would have put Starbucks on that list, but you know what? You know who did put it on that list? Wikipedia, which again has no influence on the scoring. But
Thanks,
Wikipedia
Wikipedia.
put Starbucks as the number 3 fast food restaurant chain. 36,000 locations.
I'm sorry, those are quick service restaurants in the industry, according to QSR News.
Oh my god, I
Popular.
just fell asleep.
But they also have a lot of very good gluten-free options.
They do.
All right. I will attempt to do other people's rounds slightly
Based on
faster.
sale.
No, you
Uh,
won't.
Glenn,
We won't. Only if they double mine.
Let me tell you about when I was 5 and my favorite. We used to go to Shakey's, and our joke was the pizza crust was made of actual cardboard. Okay, go ahead.
you're the one. You interrupted yourself.
It's your
Glenn interrupted himself.
Glenn, what do you have on your list?
Amazing.
Oh no, I've heard
Oh
it.
no, we
We've
killed
broken
him.
Glenn.
Glenn
broke
interrupted
himself.
himself and also killed himself with laughter. Glenn was so funny. Glenn died by his own joke.
I thought I'd interrupted Tony. See, so that's the funny part. I need a moment to capture my composure.
Mm.
All right, so I put down
I don't
McDonald's.
know if you have any left, Glenn.
McDonald's, deep breath. McDonald's, Burger
McDonald's.
King, and I thought Wendy's. I don't like Wendy's much, but I thought maybe that's we're all melding.
Number 15, largest fast food restaurant chains.
Now I put
No.
in Jack in the Box purely on the basis of the amount of advertising they do. I don't think I've been to one in many years, and I'm dubious about them. But I thought they're so omnipresent, maybe everyone's thinking about Jack in the Box.
This episode brought to you by Jack in the Box. Oh no.
And then finally-
visit Jack in the Box for a dubiously good time.
And then finally, what we called Taco Smell when I was growing up, Taco Bell.
Ah, wow. Boy, you can tell you were all
Very
future writers.
Sophisticated work on our part.
All right, I think you're doing good work. Moises, over to you. What do you got? I see a little bit of pandering in here.
Well, I went McDonald's and Burger King.
Yep.
This isn't even the order that I did because I changed one. I went not necessarily because I thought Annette would definitely pick it, but because someone else would pick Tim Hortons. I put Tim Hortons on the list.
Thought about Tim Hortons.
Starbucks and Taco Bell.
All right. So other than your Canadian choice, solid set of 4 things that I believe have all been mentioned at this point. Brian, take us home.
The year is 2013. The Flophouse is unofficially sponsored by Popeye's
Popeyes.
Chicken.
Right on.
Louisiana Kitchen.
And I am eating Popeyes most meals because I was in college at the time. I'm shocked no one else said Popeyes, and this is the hill I will die on, right
It's
next
regional.
to Danforn's Hill.
Regional. Not out
You
here.
don't
It-
just.
it's
I
not.
just-
No, it's all.
We
it's
have
nationwide.
Popeyes in
Yeah,
Canada.
another-
they're
I was
nationwide.
this close to Popeyes over Tim Hortons.
I will just say number 24 on the list of locations. So they're still in your top 25. They're not,
Holy smokes, there's one near me. That's
Glenn,
amazing.
treat yourself.
Yeah.
Well, there
And
we
then
go.
Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's,
right
and
back.
KFC.
I'll be right back.
All
I
right.
actually in descending order of my favorite places.
Oh, nice.
But I realized
so
I did that
again,
accidentally.
Burger King and McDonald's, your classic. I believe everyone has listed Burger King and McDonald's. You got Wendy's, which Glenn had also mentioned, and you got KFC, which Annette had mentioned. It seems like everybody had their one rogue, weird thought that nobody else mentioned. Brian mentioned Popeyes. Glenn is alone at Jack in the Box. Moises is hanging out outside Tim Hortons, and Annette is looking furiously for an A&W somewhere.
There's
I
one
will
up the
just-
street.
the way I
I'm
see
at
it
it
is-
right now.
I'm the only one who's snacking on Timbits right now.
I was gonna say, see, there's a meld. I was like, Moises has a box of 100 Timbits, and he's willing to
Now,
share them, but we're not.
I
there.
was looking
don't
at this
like
list of
Timbits.
fast food restaurant chains, and nobody named the number 2 largest fast food restaurant chain by numbers. This is bigger than Starbucks, not as quite as big as McDonald's. Can anyone name it?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Nope.
Not Duncan.
Duncan is number 10. Next guy.
Is this worldwide or nationwide?
This is worldwide.
Huh.
Okay. Nando's?
It is not Nando's. I
That's
think
good.
there's only a couple of those in the UK.
Panda Express.
Not Panda Express.
Mm.
Those are much further down on the list. You're going to be
Subway?
so annoyed. Brian gets a point for
Yeah,
Subway,
there we go.
number
Subway.
2.
Oh.
Your
But they're
3
individually owned franchise. No, I'm just kidding.
Jared
Look,
Fogle really did a
largest-
lot of damage to that company.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think
largest number of locations: McDonald's, Subway, Starbucks.
Ah.
Number 4, a place
Yeah,
I've never
they're-
heard of because
they're
it's in China.
glued into
Yeah.
into tons and tons of gas stations.
Yeah,
It's
so are
more
Dunkin'
than, like
Donuts,
they're gas
yeah.
station wide.
There's so
Yep.
many.
Yep. All right. How is that affecting things point wise? Oh, we need to assign chaos points
Chaos points.
first. Well, Brian gets a chaos point for naming Subway for me.
Subway, I love you.
Would you
Community
like to add or subtract a point, Kathy, from somebody who has offended you or pleased you?
I'm going to give a chaos point to an I'm going to give a chaos point to Glenn for interrupting himself and like laughing so hard because that was an amazing moment of podcasting.
Mm-hmm. So noted.
I thank you, and my spleen thanks you.
Mm. All right, this is still an incredibly tight game. It's all going to come down to the final round, which will determine who wins and who is right behind that winner, but also still like a person that we care about. What are these scores going into the final round, Kathy?
Glenn has a solid 51 points. Brian has 59. Moises has 61. And Annette has 62.
Only 3
Hey.
points separating our top 3 scores there. 62, 61, 59. Anything could happen in the final round, but probably Glenn's not going to win.
Yeah, I was just saying anything but that.
Yeah,
Glenn,
anything but
if
that.
we meld, you
I
can
don't know.
slingshot me the Martian style into the lead.
But the final round is different. For the final
Ooh.
round, you are going to be given a category. The final round is the one place where correctness counts and promptness counts. I am going to give you a category. You are going to have to name a thing in that category. Kathy will let you know if you are correct or not. This is hard. You get the most points for being the last person standing, and then a descending number of points based on who goes out when. Do I remember the exact number of points that you get? Not really, Kathy. Do you?
I am definitely not delaying, but 10 points for last person standing, 8 points for second place, 6 for third place, 4th for fifth, 4 for wow.
We don't have that many people, so it's
No.
fine.
Wait, so
Nope, we're good.
uniqueness counts, but correctness counts also.
Uniqueness
Yes.
and correctness counts.
Oh.
So Kathy
My
and I have
kryptonites.
conspired, and we have come up with a category that there is a finite set of things in. What category is that? Well, this is a category that there is an official designation for. These are constellations, and NASA.gov has 88 officially recognized constellations. Will you be able to name any of them? We will find out once one has been named. It is off the board. If you name something that is not a constellation, you are out. If you can't come up with one in time, you are out. The order of play will be Glenn, Annette, Moises, Brian, and then looping around and around forever until we all pass out. Glenn, name a constellation.
Ursa Major.
Annette, name a constellation.
Ursa Minor.
Moises, name a constellation.
The Little Dipper.
Kathy?
Nope.
Oh,
is-
Little
Yeah,
Dipper
I know.
is an asterism, not a constellation. Sorry, Moises. Brian, name a constellation.
The Big Dipper.
You probably could have guessed from what just happened to Moises that the Big Dipper is not a constellation. It's an asterism. All right, I was worried that this could go for a very long time.
Not worried anymore.
Oh,
Take this.
Not worried anymore. Glenn, name a constellation.
Virgo.
Annette, name a constellation.
Cassiopeia.
Glenn,
Oh,
name a constellation.
Sagittarius.
Annette.
Orion.
Glenn.
Libra.
Annette.
Taurus.
Glenn.
Leo.
Annette.
Gemini.
Glenn.
Cancer.
Annette.
Trying to think of this I don't know.
And you're
I'm trying to
out.
get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, there's an 8-8
Is-
of this. We could be at this for like an hour.
Right?
But
Like,
nope.
My only hope is like those astrology signs.
I know.
The
That-
constellations,
Oh
right?
my god, my
My-
ace in the
my
hole was
first-
Cassiopeia, and then you said Cassiopeia, and I'm like, oh no!
My first thoughts were Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, and then I was like, if they guess Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, my brain isn't going to work fast enough
Oh no!
It's okay.
to remember whether the star signs themselves are actually constellations.
I
or
didn't
if they're
think they
counted as
were.
something else.
Moises, I only learned this morning as preparing this round that the Big and
yeah.
Little Dipper are not constellations.
I knew my
sure thought
answer
they
was
were.
wrong. I knew
But
it was
isn't
wrong,
Ursa
and who
Major and
cares?
Ursa Minor the Big Dipper and Little Dipper?
They
but the
contain
bigger
them.
term?
They contain
They're,
them.
they're
Them.
part, yeah.
Like
It's
the
just
Big
like-
Dipper is like the tail of the bear.
Ah,
is
I
Ursa
have
Major.
Just
never
like
heard of-
Orion's belt is
Is an
not the
asterism,
constellation.
right.
It's
Uh-huh.
asterism.
Oh,
Let's go
right.
to Microscopium. I like that.
There are a lot of
Microscopium.
them.
There's a lot.
There's
I don't know.
88, and,
I don't
and
know
we were able
most
to
of
name
these.
about 12.
Yep.
And we let everyone down.
All right. Kathy, we need to assign points. So I believe Glenn was the last. Wow, Glenn, last person
Glenn might have won.
standing, 10 points. I think
Did not
Annette
win.
is going to get 8 points. I think Moises and Brian get 0 points because they
Yeah,
literally
they
named
didn't
nothing.
get
Yeah, we didn't name
anything.
anything.
You
Yeah.
didn't do anything.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Well, I think you could probably guess who has won by not being eliminated immediately in this round. But we have seen a big upset into how the other places have gone. I don't know what's going on there,
No,
Kathy.
I
Okay.
wasn't sure if it was actually adding. Whoa.
Gotcha.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay. Kathy,
That
Glenn will get 10 points for being the last person standing. Annette will get 8 points. How does that affect our final scores?
well, as you can guess, they increased.
Wow.
Only half of them.
Whoa.
Only half. So Brian has a solid 59 points.
Oh no.
Second place is tied with Moises and Glenn and 61 points together, which means Annette is our winner with 70 points.
Wow.
Wow. I joked that anything could happen. And then, yeah,
It
Glenn,
did.
we went
Anything
from last
happened.
points to joint second. So,
Those 10 points are all chaos points for my
Yeah.
late surge.
well, congratulations. We have melded some minds. We have listed some things. We have talked about favorite fast food restaurants. And we all learned an important lesson. Subway is the number 2 fast food restaurant based on locations, based on information provided by Wikipedia. Do your own research. This podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Moises. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Glenn. And thank you, Brian, for playing Mindmeld Episode 7. Special thanks to Kathy Campbell for keeping scores, arbitrating disputes, and keeping it sassy.
Citation needed.
Yay, Kathy.
Mindmeld theme music here. All right. Live stream / bootleg. Thank you for listening. We're going to sign off now.
Now's the